What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. We're out here on Nick's boat today.
Woo!
And what are we working with here, Nick? What kind of contraption you got right here?
You got a rockfish 30,000 reel.
There you go.
I'm just kidding. Bayonex Kaigan. Pretty solid electric reel.
Doing a little double dropper loop for some rockfish. He's got his there. We got this one rigged up here. But yeah, we're doing some deep dropping for rockfish. This time of year, we have to fish deeper than 300 feet. Some interesting regulations this year. So far, it's been pretty fun though, exploring some of these different spots. Obviously, the last, I don't know what decade, we weren't able to fish deeper than 300. And then it was like 360, 450, 600, and now it's like the opposite, right? Where we can't fish shallower than 300 this time of year. Marking some fish right there. But yeah, so we're out here exploring. When you're fishing as deep as we are, it gets really annoying with the conventional reels. So thankfully we do have these electric reels. That way we can try spots, drop down to the bottom. If we're not getting bit, we can just push a button and it brings it right back up. We're not turning the handle on, you know, 24 ounces of weight all day. But yeah, we're gonna explore a little bit, try some deep spots, and hopefully catch some fish. All right, I think obviously this one's hit the bottom quite a few times, but I think that's, doesn't say the weight on there anymore. I think that's 16 ounces. I do have a couple of weights that are 24 ounces. So if I notice that we're drifting too fast or there's too much current, I'll go up and wait. But yeah, starting with that, we got 30-pound test, braid to 30-pound mono, and then just a double dropper loop with some circle hooks and some squid. And we're dropping. Down we go. How much weight you got on yours, Nick?
I think it's 12. Start out, see how it is.
12, okay.
Oh yeah.
It is a lot more exciting when you know you don't have to turn the handle all the way back up. Just put it in the rod holder and push a button. I guess it's fine when there's a fish on the line, but when you're trying a bunch of new spots, experimenting a little bit, it gets old really quick if you're not catching anything.
Look at all that stuff on the bottom.
Oh yeah. Still dropping.
I probably should have put heavier weight. It's just so got down faster.
Nope, there's bottom. Oh yeah.
And there's I told you.
Instant bite, but I don't know if he's still on there or not. Oh. With this braid to leader, it's actually a lot more sensitive than you'd think it'd be fishing this deep. We're out here in like 500-600 feet of water, and I can still feel every single little nibble. That one felt better. But with the double dropper loop, a lot of times, especially with the circle hook, if we feel like there's a fish on there, we'll drop it back down, let it stay down there, try to get a double up. Also, a few of the lingcod I've caught in my life have grabbed onto like a little red or a little rockfish that I've hooked that I left down there a little longer. So you never know if you're gonna get like a lingcod hitchhiker, but
So cool.
yeah, I definitely have a little one on there. Yeah, he's on there. Just so different than how I'm used to fishing rockfish, just pushing the button, having it freaking wind up for you. Today we're only doing like a little half day. One thing to remember with the regulations this time of year, you don't want to start by fishing rockfish and then going in shallow and fishing you know, bass, halibut, whatever. You have to do it the opposite direction. If you get caught in shallower than 300 feet with any rockfish on board, you can get cited for that, so just keep that in mind. Today we're just rock fishing and going in. Yeah, I don't know if I hooked one on that. I definitely got a bunch of bites, but it's so nice just being able to put it in the rod holder and push a button.
I still like holding it. Just makes it feel like you're doing a little bit more.
Makes it feel like you're actually fishing.
Yeah. A little bend to it.
Yeah.
It's a 100 to 130 pound rated rod, so
Yeah. So if there's a bend on
if
it.
it bends, then it should be something decent.
Target species today is the vermillion or red snapper. And then we did make some mackerel, so if we get our limit of reds, we'll drift over some spots with some mackerel, see if we can get a lingcod. All right,
Not bad.
that's the target species right there. Nice red. 1 and 2. Nice. All right, that is the target species right there. We got friends and family that are asking for fish, so we're out here trying to fill the bags with our limit of these delicious rockfish, vermillion or red snapper. All right, I'm switching it up. I got picked clean on that last drop, so I'm going with the mackerel strips. And I'm gonna put a bigger weight on. We ended up with a little bit of a tangle. That's one thing that can happen if you don't have enough weight to kind of keep you straight up and down. Especially when there's no wind, the boat kind of spins kind of weird. It's hard to tell which way you're gonna drift, but heavier weights keep the line straight up and down, eliminate tangles. So I'm going mackerel strips and the 20, I think it's 20 ounces.
Pretty decent.
Go down. Oh yeah, there's something.
And looks a little heavy.
There we go, there's some head shakes. I feel like even with the electric reel, you still got to pick like a decent pace, because if you go too fast, you can spin that fish off. You have to imagine as that fish is coming up, it's spinning in circles like this. So if the hook's not placed perfectly, it's really easy for that fish to just keep wrapping until that little piece of skin just rips or that hook pops out. Obviously, you don't have to worry about reeling continuously to keep that pressure the whole way up with the electric reel. You just let it do that for you. I don't think I'll ever fish rockfish with conventional again.
The brain's on a half dude.
Seriously. Would you bring your big old battery?
Yeah,
Just
change the
long.
battery, dude. Yeah. A red and
a boccaccio. Little one. There we go, a little double. All right, not a bad red. Little baby boccaccio. That's so fun, man, with the electric reel. Boom. That's what we want. That's actually my favorite eating size right there. But that's perfect right there. I'll take that. And then for the boccaccio, that doesn't go in, well, it goes into your 10 fish rockfish limit, but it doesn't count towards obviously your 4 reds. So we're only allowed 4 each, so a total of 8 of these, but we can also have so that would make 6 each of these if we catch these as bycatch. So that'll go in there as well. Nice drop. There's been this company I keep getting ads for, and they sell spools of line.
Yeah.
Going down. They sell spools of line that are already pre-rigged dropper loops. So there's like,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah, it's actually super dope. So you pull it out, you can, whatever pound,
I've seen that.
yeah,
ad.
whatever pound test
Yeah.
you want, you can pull it out, and it's already tied dropper loops every like 5 feet or whatever, or not even 5 feet, a couple of feet. I was like, that's pretty clever. So if you don't like tying dropper loops, I don't know what the company name is, but there's a company that makes pre-tied ones, so it's already in the spool line. You just pull out 3, cut it, use the bottom one for your weight, and then you have 2 for your hook. Pretty cool. A lot of people don't like rock fishing or caughting or whatever you want to call it, but honestly I love it, especially with conditions like this. When you find a spot that has biting fish and you got an electric reel, it's so much fun. You really never know what you're gonna hook down there either. I mean, shit, it wasn't far from here that last year, or was it 2 years ago, we were doing the same thing, and Nick hooked a massive lingcod just on a strip of squid. What did that one weigh? Like 22 pounds or something? 23 pounds? Absolute giant lingcod. There was another year that we were fishing a spot also not far from here, and we hooked something massive. And we'll hook sharks every now and then, but when you hook a shark, they kind of roll, and they on 30-pound test or whatever, they break you off pretty quickly unless you're super lucky, but you can feel them rolling. We hooked something and we fought it all the way to the surface. Dolphin! It ended up being like, how big would you say that black sea bass was? 80 pounds? 100 pounds?
No,
120 pounds?
over 200.
Really? Yeah. Absolutely. We couldn't, like, we got it up to the side of the boat and we were like, oh my gosh, look at this. We didn't think a black sea bass would be this deep. But luckily it gassed itself and actually swam off healthy. I was really worried because the swim bladder was kind of popping out. We didn't have to poke a hole or anything. We just held it with its head in the water for, what, 20 minutes? Oh, big haul Bacaccio. Oh. All right. We'll take it. Look at that thing. That'll do. But yeah, you never know what you're gonna hook down there, but nice Bacaccio. Uh oh, we found the Bacaccio.
Kind of why I like the squid though. Kind of weeds these guys out just slightly more.
Yeah, that makes sense because Nick had the squid on top, mackerel on the bottom, and I ate the mackerel. Might go back to squid. Oh, it's getting hot, Nick.
I know, dude, it is. Catalina. Look at the beautiful smog there.
Yummy. Yeah, I looked at the forecast. It's supposed to be, what, 75 is the high today. No wind. Classic fall fishing. All right, we'll go down. Good job. I think this is the first time you've ever fished heavier line than me, Nick.
40 pound?
Yeah. Don't you normally fish 10 on everything? Even tuna? Oh my gosh.
Don't. Alright,
There's two, he says.
that's nice. That is nice.
Perfect time to have a sip of the beer when I think this one has. I got greedy and I went for the mix. I did squid, mackerel on one hook, same thing on the other hook, doubled it up, and it didn't work out for me.
Yeah, double.
Double is something. Oh, there's
Red
definitely
on the
red, yeah. Nice. There we go. Right, nice double.
Didn't weed this guy out.
Yeah, that didn't work for him, but whatever. Honestly, the Bacaccio we just keep, and that's the fish I give away because it's not our favorite. But like I said, you can keep, if we have 4 reds each, we can have 6 Bacaccio on top of that, so a total of 10 rockfish. But that's a nice red, Nick. Sweet. My rod tip's not doing anything.
That's a pretty one.
Tasty little guys. Sweet. I like how they kind of have a controlled free spool too, so like they don't backlash. What's that?
Gotcha. Stinks.
Yeah, the Bacaccio do stick. Slimy.
What'd you say there?
How they have a controlled like free spool,
Oh yeah.
so they don't backlash.
You can't backlash.
Yeah, like with a conventional reel, you still have to thumb it on the way down with that much weight, but Not gonna backlash you on that. But what we're doing is we're just kind of drifting around wherever Nick's marking any fuzz. Yeah.
That's marking our spot.
Wherever we're marking any fuzz on the bottom, we're just drifting over the top of it and just seeing if it's fish or not. So Nick's just hit bottom over there. Mine's still going.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Ooh, that's a better one.
We'll see. I'm gonna be greedy and try to get a second. Nick's in a hurry to get back on the spot.
I know.
Reset.
What a red.
That's about the smallest size that I like to keep. That's worth a taco or two. Throw them in there.
Double.
Double
Reds.
Is it? Nice. There we go. All right. Well, that's crazy. You got half. Hey, jeez. You got half your limit in one drop. Nice. Sweet, dude. What's mine doing? Nothing? Cool. So they do like the squid, huh?
It's definitely getting big.
Is it?
Yeah.
The Boccaccio can be a little misleading. Even if it's a small one, they have such massive mouths that they open up as they're coming up. And it just feels like it's like a bucket just coming up. So a small Boccaccio feels like a much larger fish. That's probably what I got. Yep. That's exactly what I got. Feels like a much larger fish than it is. Whereas reds, I'll notice that, especially if you hook a good red, they head shake a lot more than a Boccaccio. Boccaccio number 700. Look at that, dude. Barely got him by the skin. There we go. Working towards our limit here.
Red? Nice.
Oh my gosh, dude, look at what I did this thing with.
Just destroyed it.
This is exactly what I was talking about earlier about not turning the electric reel on faster, or even by hand reeling too fast, because look at that cheek and look at how little that hook is hanging onto right there. Tiny little bit of skin. Like it just, I barely pulled on it and it just popped off. Just a lot of pressure on those fish coming up from that deep, so nice steady pace is the way to go.
So cool.
There we go, Nick. Little barber pole. Something different.
Pretty.
Such cool looking fish. Like how high like their backs are, like the spines sticking out.
Yeah.
But I got the vermilion and a barber pole.
Nice.
All right, guys. So we got our limit of reds and a handful of Boccaccio, and then Nick got that one barber pole. We drifted for another 2 hours with the mackerel we caught earlier, trying to catch a lingcod. We had a couple of short bites, but nothing really stuck. It might have just been big Boccaccio or reds kind of nipping at those mackerel. So Nick has somewhere to be, so we're gonna call it a day, but I will see you at the fillet table and then in the kitchen. So here we have one of those reds that we caught. I'm gonna run through and fillet this fish for you real quick, show you how I like to do it. When filleting a fish, there's a bunch of different ways you can do it, but this is the method I've found when filleting fish is the most efficient and effective for me. So I just start with a head cut here, and I'm gonna trace down the back, just breaking that skin, and then use the knife and just separate the flesh from the bones right there all the way down to the spine. And then I'm going to poke the knife over the spine just behind the butt of the fish, and just run that blade towards the tail. I'm gonna leave that connected there because that's how I use that later to skin the fish. But once I've traced that fish, so all the way through, only thing connecting it still is just right here where the guts and the ribs are. I'm gonna flip the fish over and do the same thing on the other side. The reason I keep this on here is it keeps the fish nice and flat. If I were to remove this fillet, it's gonna have a bend on it, and it makes it a little bit harder to get a nice clean cut on the other side as well. So I leave that side traced, do the same thing here, do the head cut, run the knife down the back, just breaking the skin. And then you can use that knife and just separate that flesh all the way to the spine. Once you hit the spine, poke the knife over the spine just behind the butt. Go ahead and walk that knife back towards the tail. Right there. So both sides have been traced. It's almost like I butterflied the fish. And it makes it really easy now. Just run the knife up the fish. The only thing you have to watch out for are the spines right here. They are pointing backwards, so if you're moving the knife this way, you can catch your knuckles on that. So just make sure you have enough space so you don't tag your knuckles on the spines. And you just break those rib bones. And there you go. And this is why I kept it connected right here. So I flip it over, and now it makes it really easy to skin the fish. Just like that. Boom. Really quick, really effective way. You don't miss any of that meat. Same thing with the other side. Just go ahead and round it up. Boom. Flip it over. And we have those nice fillets. There's still some rib bones there, so you can clean that up. Just get rid of that little piece, and that one's good to go. Delicious red snapper. Back in the kitchen, we have these nice, beautiful fillets right here of those red snapper, and what we're gonna make tonight is some Brussels sprouts. We got some linguine cooking right here, but with the rockfish, I'm going to put it in this little mixture I have here, which is garlic, Parmesan, and then some panko crumbs, Italian blend. Wow. And yeah, we're gonna make some baked rockfish with that in the oven and serve it over some linguine with the Brussels sprouts. And we have some other ingredients here that we're gonna throw in there, but should be delicious. I'm just gonna hit these fillets with a little bit of olive oil. So that way the dredge sticks to the fillets before I put it in the oven. You okay, Rachel? Rachel's on Brussels sprout duty back there with the air fryer, but how good does that look? Top it off with a little bit of extra. And these should not take very long to cook since they're so thin. Probably say about 10 minutes, if that. I have the oven set to 425, so I'll check them. Basically, you just want, as soon as that rockfish starts to just kind of flake apart, that's when you know it's done. There we go. Let's actually, you like spicy things, right, Rachel?
We love spicy.
A little spice, so let's go and throw some pepper flakes on top. Why not? That's a fun thing about cooking new recipes. I actually haven't done this recipe before. Is you can kind of tweak it to however you prefer it. So Rachel just threw the Brussels sprouts in there. We got, was it 7 minutes?
We did 6.
6 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it. Shake them around. Pasta's cooking over there. Oven's ready. Let's get these bad boys in there. A little bit of separation there. Leave no Parmesan behind. little bit of olive oil to a heated up pan right here. Just a little bit for the noodles. Gonna make a nice light olive oil. We need to go with that fish since there's a lot of seasoning on the fish and on the Brussels sprouts. We just want like a nice pasta base. All I'm gonna add are the 3 seasonings here. The staples, parsley flakes. I think this actually has parsley in it. Whatever. Italian seasoning and pepper. And then I'm gonna add a little more Parmesan into the pasta as well. Because you can't go wrong with a little parm. Let's check on the fish real quick. See how it's doing. It's been in here for, I think, 9 minutes. Oh yeah, getting pretty close. See, it's starting to flake on its own, just like that. That's how you know it's getting really close to being done. What I'm looking for is a little bit more brown crust around the outsides here, just to add that extra flavor, but that looks pretty good. Getting close, so another maybe 2 minutes, so about 12 minutes in total, I'd say. Oh man, those look delicious. A lot of people don't like Brussels sprouts, but it blows my mind. They're one of my favorite vegetables, hands down. I think a lot of people just don't know how to cook them.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, they're super delicious. A little bit of Italian seasoning, some parsley flakes. Pepper. A lot of red pepper. Parm. Go. It smells really good. We don't have fresh lemon, but we do have lemon juice, so just gonna add a few drops of this on top. There we go. Those are delicious. So good. All right guys, we're gonna polish this off. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it now, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.